Welcome to another episode of my F124 My Team career mode. We're back and already round 10, double figures. I cannot believe it's gone by this quick as we approach the halfway stage of the season. Now guys, if you haven't seen the previous episode, then go check it out, the Canadian Grand Prix in the top right. Spoilers ahead, so this is your chance to go watch now before we continue on with the episode. Now this is Spain, a track where mixed fortunes, and I don't really know what to expect versus the AI. So we're just going to see how it goes. For now though, we're going to start out with some activities and we're going to get those taken care of. Again, focusing on trying to improve morale, acclaim, without affecting, other parts of the team. Now we finally have over $10 million. So we're going to invest that into some facilities, starting out with chassis. We're going to go for quality control level 1 or level 2 in this case now, because we already had level 1, and we're also going to get level 2 quality control for the aerodynamics. Now hopefully that will mean the upgrades fail less, they arrive more frequently, more consistently, and hopefully we can try and make even more progress. Now with those purchased, we went ahead and delved into the upgrades for today. Now there wasn't a whole lot I could really choose from, so I actually went for the roll dampers because all the other upgrades were too expensive. So in the meantime, we had a failure for the chassis for the monocoque structure, so luckily I held back and didn't waste all of my points, so we had enough to repurchase and cover that upgrade, so hopefully that will arrive. In the meantime, we skip ahead on the timeline and go through all the activities all the way to the Spanish Grand Prix.
I know we were expecting some new developments to come through, but some of them have failed quality control. We'll need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
Now with that out of the way, you can see confirmation this weekend we had that monocoque structure failure, so we're only going to have one upgrade on for the drag reduction for the side pod profile on the aerodynamics. Now still, it's good, it's progress moving forward, and you can see on the graph finally with the black line fully fixed. Now I've sorted it out completely. You can see we're just ahead of Alpine, who've taken a huge step forward this weekend. There's quite a noticeable gap to Aston Martin, who are the next team ahead, and we're going to have to try and work hard to close that gap and really kind of bridge the midfield to the top teams who right now lead Formula 1. Now with that out of the way, we do have a bit of a summary here. And you can see we have 3 upgrades on the way, 2 major and a minor. And if all of this arrives, we are going to take a pretty big step forward. And they all arrive on consecutive days, 25th, 26th, 27th of June. So for the next race, Austria, which has a sprint, if all those upgrades arrive, we could have a very different looking package. Now, forecast this weekend is dry. It's Spain after all, so rain isn't something that's frequent around here. So we're going to go into our practice runs or practice program, which went well.
Okay, test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
Now you can see our tyre wear was pretty much bang on the average, and fuel consumption I'd say slightly above, but nothing to be really worried about. So a very good session. Crucially, our pace was super consistent and the car felt pretty good. Now we are a little bit high on the speed trap, so I think I've gone for a slightly better low downforce configuration on the setup, and we'll see how that plays out. Either way, you can see we finished in 14th. Jamie Chadwick last in practice, which is a bit of a red flag. Normally she finishes a bit higher up, so I hope she's not terribly off the pace. We did score on our side pretty much maximum points, and you can see we also got a few discounts for other upgrades elsewhere. So yeah, a good start to the weekend. Things are looking up. Either way, we're going to jump into qualifying and put our true pace to the test and see if we're competitive, just like last weekend around Canada.
Hello everyone, it is a track the drivers know oh so well. It is qualifying in Barcelona for the Spanish Grand Prix.
Now we jump into qualifying, and this is the beginning of my first lap. Now if you look at the minimap, there's a yellow flag. Something's happened out of turn 9. Now I caught the back end of it, and it's Piastri and Albon, I believe. Piastri's missing his whole wing, Albon's missing his end plates. So something's happened, which happened earlier on in the lap, which I missed. I didn't see the yellows at the time, but yeah, a bit of a strange one. You can see Jamie Chadwick passing them both. as they were in the gravel, getting a bit of a suntan. Now, that aside, it didn't really affect things too much as we got our first lap underway, struggling with oversteer on the exit of turn 4. Then into the hairpin to start out sector 3, more of the same. We get a big snap of oversteer there again, and I just couldn't quite get the car dialed in. I didn't feel comfortable. We have purchased, I believe in the last episode, an upgrade to the rear downforce, as you saw on the update recap a moment ago, as we invalidated the last corner, which is a real kick in the teeth, a 1:11.8, which isn't going to count, so we don't really know where we really stand. As Verstappen does a 1:10.8, so that tells you now we're about a second off. So we are going to go for another attempt to try and improve and go quicker. So the delta is irrelevant, it's linked to my cooldown lap, so we're just going to have to guess and look at the sector times in the top left if we're up or down. So far, turns 1, 2, 3 looked fairly decent. Versus Jamie Chadwick, we're 3/10 up, so good start. Through turn 4, this time the back end stays nice and planted. Then down towards turn 5, we don't lock the left front, we keep it nice and tight and use all the runoff curb as we now head into the 7-8 chicane. Good change of direction, back end nice and stable. And then through turn 9, flat out in 7th, we hit the bump and run a bit wide, but we just keep it in track limits. Then we brake into the hairpin, but we run it in very, very deep. We was 8/10 up on Jamie Chadwick, which gives us a 1:11.7 at the moment, which is a 10th quicker than that previous invalid lap time. Now making our way through the last couple of corners here. You can see this time we keep it nice and tight up to the line, and it's a 1:11.495. So with the mistake at the hairpin, we still set a respectable time. We go P7, Verstappen setting a tone out front, and that's not too bad. Definitely more time in it, but there is a bit of a gap. Really, the best we can hope for is beat Norris, because Russell and co are a bit far away, nearly 4/10, 3.5 tenths. So yeah, here we go, 30 seconds on the clock.
30 seconds left in the session.
We're the last car to begin a lap, so let's get to it and let's try and hopefully improve as we get the lap underway. Now, I wanted to try and manage my battery a little better. We know where the time is on this one, so through the first chicane, we bottom out through turn 2, and it just puts me offline a little bit, and I'm compromised into 3, so we're a 1/10.5 down in the first sector. So now suddenly we're having to overdrive it and push. We find 0.5 through turn 4, through turn 5, a little lock up on the left front, but still we do okay. Lose a little bit on the way out as Verstappen does a 1:10.7 into the chicane, throw the car in. Back end though doesn't really react too well, but we haven't lost too much time. But then through turn 9 we go sideways, and that could be the nail in the coffin. Into the hairpin, we still run it in a bit deep again, didn't quite get the apex, and we get oversteer as we cooked our rear tyres through turn 9. And yeah, unfortunately I chose to back out because there's no time to find in these last 2 corners. So P11 right now, is that where we finish? Yes it is. So 11th in qualifying. Piastri with a 5th place grid drop, Verstappen on pole. Disappointing, definitely disappointing. I think there was a lot more pace in it. How much more? I don't know. Realistically, I think looking at the gaps here, I think we could have had Stroll, maybe Perez, another 2/10, but I reckon no more than P9. I think that's probably realistic. Jamie Chadwick finishes in last place, 2/10 off the next car, so she's been off pace all weekend. And I'm just deciding what I want to do with Jamie, for next season, because there is no mid-season transfers. Anyway, qualifying done. It's time for the race.
Max Verstappen's first win for Red Bull on debut here. One of the great dramatic days in Formula One after the clash on the first lap of Hamilton and Rosberg. The entire crowd at turn 7 on their feet, cheering. An extraordinary race. It's always a treat to come back here for the Spanish Grand Prix. It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the long run down into turn 1. this is a 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging here, to put it mildly. There are 16 corners, but there's still a lot of drama and excitement to be found out there on track. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Sainz, Russell, Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Perez, Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Martinez, Tsunoda, Albon, Ocon, Gasly, Hulkenberg, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Norris, Bottas, Joe, Chadwick, and Logan Sargent. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. It is going to be some race today. I'm Alex Jakes. Joining me is Naomi Schiff. Well, they say you're only as good as your last race. And on evidence there, that was very good indeed. How do they carry that form through to today?
Well, they're certainly in a great position. It's always great to just come off of a win. The momentum's there, the team are working well together, and so is the car. So what they've got to do is just keep building on that. Don't change a winning formula. Keep it simple and keep doing what you're doing.
So here we go. Time for the race. Again, looking to try and fight back. This could be very similar to the Monaco Grand Prix. And to be fair, even the last one in Canada. Now, one thing to note, I don't think my pace is as good as those races. I think realistically, we are a little bit off pace in terms of fighting for wins and podiums. I think a top 6 today would be a decent result. We have moved up one spot on the grid due to a grid penalty elsewhere. So I'm going to go for a bit of a different approach on strategy. Now, the original one is a soft medium. I don't particularly trust my tyre wear. Could go soft hard, but I'm going to go medium hard in this one. We're going to bypass the soft tyre. I feel like I want to have more consistent tyres throughout the race. And the good thing about this strategy, we can also bring the second stint in a lap earlier if necessary. So let's see how this all plays out. 0.2 extra fuel. I feel low-key confident. A good start, a good first lap. Hopefully we're still P10. I'm assuming that AI are going to mostly start on softs. That's my prediction. And hopefully by the end of it, we can try and bag that top 6, possibly even top 5. So as I predicted, it seems like at least the top 9 plus Tsunoda are going to be on softs. I don't know behind, but I still think the majority of cars are going to opt for soft tyres. We're going to go for this medium though and try to make it work. Tyres are a little bit cold, but we'll try and make it work. Long run to turn 1 as well, so let's see how this all plays out. Like the video, subscribe, and let's get to work. Not a bad start. We'll take that. Piastri got an absolute flyer, but got blocked in and boxed in. Down towards turn 1 we go. Outside taken up there by Albon, also on mediums, so important that we do not let him by. Direct rival on the same compound. We're going to get the inside through turn 3 and hold on to P10, so that's exactly what I wanted. Let's see if we can try and pick up another move. I can see Perez there on mediums, which might mean Verstappen's on mediums as well. So not entirely everyone on softs in this top 10, as we have a slight bit of contact there with Piastri going side by side mid-apex. Lost a little bit of momentum on the way through, so I couldn't quite complete that move, but still, this is fine. I will absolutely take this. Perez just ahead of Stroll there, so he'll be a little bit of a cork in the bottle. And then we'll have to see. McLaren usually do go for harder compounds, but the fact Piastri's on softs tells me Lando's also likely on softs as well. So we'll take that. Good first lap. Got plenty of charge as well. Didn't really burn through the battery that much. So we'll be able to defend and use accordingly. Next target is to just stay within DRS range over the next lap or so.
Okay, DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Got some really nice straight line speed here, and you can see there's some battles ahead. Oh my god, an early blow up. Piastri goes pop
Okay, clear.
right away, directly in front of us. That gives us P9. Will that trigger a safety car? Got to try and close in here. I can see Hamilton there on mediums in front as well, as Alonso tries to get past him, or did get past him. I'm missing every single apex right now. Just got to stay within a second and make sure we get DRS, but we do have a break.
Okay, some information on Piastri. Okay, they're out of this race.
Yep, I could tell when I saw that happen in real time. Let's see if we can catch up to the leaders. Verstappen leads right now, so if he's a mediums, fair play, he's doing a great job. I think that first group of cars, that top 4, is gone. So this is going to be our battle this race, I think. Unless there's a safety car or the race gets neutralised. So I'm going to kind of plan for this. It would be P5 if we were to get to the front of this train, and that would be the result I wanted at the start of the race. So we take that. Although Alonso might break away here with Hamilton and Perez battling away. I still can't buy an apex. I'm struggling a lot on the front end. I've got no grip. Tempting to maybe go up on front wing at the pit stop. Alonso's going. These two are losing a lot of time going side by side here. And wow, Perez off into the gravel.
Green flag.
I would have gone for that on Stroll, but he's on softs, so we're gonna just see what he can do. Our shipment is quicker than me at this stage, so we're not gonna force the issue too much. Oh, I just got dropped. I was losing time throughout the lap, and we've lost DRS. Luckily, it's not a huge zone, so we'll burn some battery to try and close back in. Hopefully, we can get it for the main straight. Gasly pressuring. Ocon not too far behind. The improved Alpines you would have seen at the start of the episode in the R&D graph. They've brought updates and they've improved. Crucially, we've still got DRS on Stroll. That's massive. 3 wide into turn 1. We did a personal best on the last lap, so we're hanging onto the tyres and the pace is looking okay. Alonso's been dragging us along. So he's, was dragging, Hamilton got through, but they're not battling, crucially, so we're catching, actually, to the battle for second place. Pace is really strong right now. Stroll's just about hanging on, and I'm just about hanging on to Stroll here. Right then, we've caught up to that group for second place. So we're just going to spread out into a train. Verstappen's second right now, leading it. And one of the Ferraris has broken away out front. I think Stroll has just held on to some DRS. I'm just trying to manage my left rear. Started to slide a little bit. Possible temperature issues, so I'm just trying to manage. But right now, we're well in this race. Let's see if Stroll holds on to DRS. I'm going to go into hot lap and just close in a little bit. Because
Okay, we've got a full course caution. The safety car's out. Keep an eye on the delta. We need to keep it positive to avoid a penalty. Slow down, maintain positive delta.
Right. Interesting. A safety car at turn 1. Just got to watch out here. The safety car will let us go. But this is a bit of an issue in terms of our strategy. Right. Come on, the safety car
Jamie's coming in for a stop.
should let us go. I think. We're just losing time to the leaders. There we go. We've got Delta. But this is not exactly optimal. Lost 10 seconds. Hopefully we can recover it. But basically everyone's going to go for hards now to the end. So, or at least that's what I expect. Ocon kind of confirming it on the tyre choice graphic. Stroll's not pushing fast enough. We're not going to recover this delta. So we're not going to be there for when the guys in front box. Which is a shame because there would be a double stack. There might still be a double stack. But I don't know if we'll be close enough to benefit from it. Let's see. We're following Stroll all the way in. Hit the 80. Right, we're going to go for hards. We're going to go for a little turn of front wing. We're going to hold up a few cars. There are a few double stacks, so I think we are still going to benefit from this if we have a good stop. So pressure now on the pit crew to gain some net positions. Here we go. 2.4. Yes.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
I think we gained a couple of positions. We're ahead of Hamilton. Behind Sainz, Alonso's up to 4th. So he's gained quite a lot as well. But we've definitely gained. Could have been so much more. Could have got Sainz had we been closer because of the delta. Either way, I'll take it. Right. Let's sell in then. It's going to be a very monotone second part of the race. We're all going to be in the same compound. So Nothing dramatic. If we can just stay competitive, I mean, I'll take this result right now, but if we can gain a few more spots, I would not complain. But usually the trend is that AI are quite quick on fresh tyres, and I'm quicker on the older rubber. So if we're still there at the end, we might be able to pick something up extra on top of this P6. Interestingly, safety car in this lap. I thought there'd be another one, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the outlap counted as one. Either way, I've got 0 tyre temperature, which is a bit of a red flag and a bit of a concern, but there is nothing I can do really, so I'm just going to ride the brake a little bit, get some tyre temperature from the inside, and get ready for the restart. Hopefully we can find some temp rolling down the straight.
Okay, clear.
Had to wait for the line, but we've got straight line speed even with the wing change, so we're going to get past signs here. Can't brake too late, but we're going to go through and we're going to benefit from that slow restart from the AI. Oh, bit of a slide already. Tyres are freezing cold. Luckily, Sainz won't be able to capitalise from that slight mistake. Russell leads the way. Let's try and sit here for a bit and get these tyres up to temperature. I wonder if Leclerc's got damage. I mean, Russell's really pulling away. He looks like he's got both end plates, but he just looks a bit slow. I mean, we're all bunching up, having a bit of a concertina effect behind him, so, you know, Russell's going. I feel like Leclerc's in a bit of trouble.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online.
Alright, AI leading on the battery. We've got good straight line speed, 3 wide. Let's prepare for this accordingly. Alonso ran the outside. Oh my god, that's all very, very tight, but we're going to go around the outside of everybody. That was not in the script, but we're going to take it. One of the moves of the season. Now then, let's put Leclerc to the test. Does he have any sort of damage? Look at the gap Russell's got. I want to find out and see if Leclerc's quick. I mean, Alonso's managed to get through and stick with me here, so even if Alonso and I break away, I'll take it. I'll take a podium right now. Keep our streak running. But yeah, Leclerc definitely looks slow. The delta's already starting to blow up. Let's use all the battery here and try and stretch everybody out. I reckon Alonso will come with us. We can maybe work with him to establish a bit of a gap to the cars behind. You can see Leclerc's flirting with losing DRS on Alonso here for the pit straight. I think he's going to be close. Whether he gets it or not, it's going to be really close. But we're going to give Alonso a nice little slipstream here all the way down the straight. Let's see. Verstappen through on Leclerc. Our straight line speed is excellent, by the way. Let's see if we can now run the pace. Verstappen's going to try and get away as well, so let's just try and form a bit of a breakaway. Right, at the moment, Alonso, Verstappen are with us. Sainz has overtaken Leclerc, but is not with us, so we've managed to break away. And Leclerc actually back through on Sainz, and they're battling. So this is going to be the break. This will be the battle for the podium. Russell's running a very strong pace right now, so I think he's already got the win wrapped up. So it's a 3-way fight for second place. Verstappen's going to make this awkward. I was catching Alonso. I didn't want to pass him because we're running a good pace. You can see we're gapping the Ferraris now. I think Leclerc had a car issue, and I think that's cleared up because they're not as slow anymore, but they're battling amongst themselves. Russell's just disappearing right now. Verstappen through on Alonso. Hopefully they just keep swapping, keep it clean, keep it tidy, and we'll just sit back here and wait for the end of the race to pick something up. Oh.
Okay, clear.
Magnussen out. I've just lost DRS on Alonso as well there. Had a little wobble through the chicane. No safety car from that one as we add up another retirement to Piastri's. Just got to try and get within Alonso's DRS here for the main straight. Verstappen's pulling at a strong pace, but we've held on. Alonso getting impatient, but Verstappen's running a very good pace and dragging us along very, very nicely. We've completely dropped the Ferraris and we're keeping pace with George, but this is basically locking in the battle for second place at the end of the race. Oh boy, this is now getting a bit ugly. Alonso this time goes through, but we're losing time to the Ferraris now. Lost a second a lap the last 2 laps. Verstappen now going through. Usually when he goes through it's a bit more convincing, but this is really not optimal right now. My left rear is getting very hot, even on the hard tyres. I was managing it a little bit on the mediums, but even on hards we're having to look out for it. These two battling. I'm going to try and split them for a bit and see if I can get them to behave. Dare I say, I might try and pull the pin soon, although I don't have great pace. I'm lacking a bit of downfalls through all this section. I'm just very quick on the straight. Verstappen's pulling away here. I'm trying to hang on, but I don't really have the pace. If I get this P2, it's going to be a highway robbery because my straight line speed is insane. Look how much I close in now, just in hot lap. If I can get close enough for when I want to make the move on the last lap, then good. But in the meantime, we're having to just hold on. Oh, I'm really struggling. I don't want to let Verstappen go. I don't want to lose his DRS. But the elastic's very close to snapping. My rear tyres are not very happy. As you can see, just hanging on by a thread. I'm slowly running out of battery as well. This is going to be a tense final lap. Just got to keep it tidy. I'm strong through sector 3. I don't think P2 is possible. I think we need Max to get P3. So I'm just trying to keep it tidy. Just got enough battery there to hang on to his DRS crucially through here, which is what I want. No battery to defend, so this is everything we've got. Alonso's burning it up. Here we go. He's going to be close. We're going to brake late, super late, through turn 1 to hang on and stay in front. Now we just have to hold on for that last DRS zone. Can we hold on to Max's DRS as well? So I don't have any real battery to fight with. Max is going. Oh, I just can't get any front end. This race I've been struggling with understeer a lot. Okay, no DRS. We get a second warning as we bottom out on that curb. Fully sent it through there, but we've done enough to keep Alonso behind, so I think we're going to hold on here for a podium, and we're going to keep our 100% podium streak running. When we finish a race, we finish in the top 3. Every race this season, Russell wins, Verstappen second, and we'll take that another one.
Yes, great drive, great drive. Everyone here is really happy with that performance. Well done, mate.
The British driver will look up and see the checkered flag first. George Russell takes the checkered flag.
What a wonderful drive to see them come from far down the grid to win the race. Those days are the ones that throw the biggest challenges at you, and to stick out and win it is an incredible job.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everyone played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
There we go then. Race results confirmed. Russell, Verstappen, Martinez, top 3. Sainz with the fastest lap. The Ferraris dropped down quite a lot in the end, so they really struggled in that second part of the race. Either way, we'll take that, another podium, and we keep marching on. Now, let's have a look at Jamie Chadwick to see where she finished. P20 on the road and last again. So, now I briefly cut the results there because I accidentally advanced, which I hate how that looks in the video in terms of professionalism. So we'll delve into the standings. Before that, The reason that happens is because on the Fanatec, this is a game issue, not a wheel issue by the way, there's pre-mapped buttons for this game, this wheel combo, and the directional input also goes in as an R3 button, and that is mapped as dual purpose in game. It's binded to also advance or A or X, which is annoying when you're trying to scroll, because if you press it in a little bit, it's going to advance every time. Anyway, ramble aside, standings wise, we're up to 4th. In the Constructors, we're 5th. We do lose ground to Mercedes. I think they're too quick and too far away. We beat Alonso, which is massive, of course, in the Constructors, to maintain that 5th spot and keep the gap as big as possible, because I'm sure there's going to be bad races for us where we're going to need these points. So we're keeping the gap to Aston Martins, and 4th in the drivers. We're now ahead of Hamilton, and we're only 12 points behind Norris in 3rd. So things are looking good. Verstappen is now your standalone championship leader by quite some way over Carlos Sainz, but crucially we outscore him and Norris this Grand Prix as well. So good progress, and no reason why we can't potentially challenge for 2nd place in the Drivers' Championship. Either way guys, hopefully you enjoyed the episode. Smash the like button, subscribe for more, and yeah, let's try and hit over 1,000 likes on this one. As always, a massive shout out to the members of the channel. Also check out the 2 videos on screen guys if you haven't seen them already, and I'll see you guys in the next one very soon. Until then, take care, and let's go out from me. Ciao.